Hi, my name is Atul Dev and I'm a Principal Product Manager in the AWS Artificial Intelligence team. Today, I'm excited to talk about contact lens for Amazon Connect. Here is the agenda for today's discussion. We will start with a quick overview of Amazon Connect. After that, we'll dive deep into some of the specific challenges faced by contact centers and how contact lens helps address them. Amazon Connect is an easy-to-use cloud-based contact center service that helps businesses of any size deliver better customer service at lower cost. Amazon Connect is based on the same contact center technology used by Amazon customer service associates around the world to handle millions of customer conversations. Amazon Connect offers skills-based routing, which maximizes agent productivity and customer satisfaction by ensuring that you connect the right customer to the right agent at the right time. Voice and chat interactions are recorded, which makes it easy to monitor and improve the quality of customer experience. All the common reports and analytics are available and easy to use. Our customers often tell us how much they love the audio quality for calls with Amazon Connect. Using a standard broadband internet connection, agents can be located virtually anywhere, empowering businesses to offer increased flexibility for work-at-home agents. The only hardware you need is a USB headset. Beyond the standard functionality, Amazon Connect delivers several differentiators that allow AWS customers to create exceptional customer experiences. First and foremost, Amazon Connect was built from the ground up to be 100% cloud-based. There are no adapters or applets or applications or browser extensions to install. Every part of Amazon Connect is available purely in the browser. Amazon Connect can be set up in minutes, and agents can take calls after just a few simple steps and can be located practically anywhere that has a broadband internet connection. You can log into the AWS console today, answer a few short questions, claim a phone number, and be taking calls before we finish this slide. Contact flows allows you to easily create compelling customer experiences and are the primary way you can build out automated customer experiences that end customers will interact with when they contact you. The self-service graphical interface in Amazon Connect makes it easy for non-technical users to design contact flows with no special skills. The contact flow engine is dynamic and personal. You can design conversational interactions that feel natural to your customers by integrating with Amazon Lex, giving you access to the same speech recognition and natural language understanding technology that powers Alexa. Amazon Connect is an open platform that is simple to integrate with other enterprise applications. By integrating with your customer data, you can anticipate end customer needs, predicting and delivering answers to questions before they're even asked. The openness of Amazon Connect makes it possible to integrate into your existing infrastructure, leverage pre-built integrations, and ensure that you can continue to use other applications such as workforce management or customer relationship management applications. Finally, it is easy to leverage several AWS services and partners to quickly innovate on the experiences you create with Amazon Connect. A core tenet to AWS is our consumption-based pricing model, which allows your business to focus on inventing and innovating the experience for your customers without worrying about costly licensing models. You only pay for what you use. All these features allow your business to focus less on keeping the lights on and infrastructure level issues like diverse paths for telephony routing and instead focus on innovating for your customers. Contact centers hold valuable insights related to brand perception and customer satisfaction of a company. However, getting visibility into these conversations can be challenging for multiple reasons. First, post-call surveys usually have a less than 10% response rate, and they tend to produce skewed responses. Sometimes, supervisors randomly sample a few historical calls to evaluate customer satisfaction and agent performance. However, while these methods can be helpful to a smaller extent, getting 100% visibility into valuable customer conversations is difficult, since millions of hours of customer call recordings need to be first converted to text and then analyzed at scale to derive insights. Similarly, it is humanly impossible for a small team of quality assurance managers and analysts to evaluate every single call and ensure that their organization's guidelines for best practices for customer care are being followed. In some cases, not adhering to regulatory requirements, such as reading out a mandatory disclosure, can lead to significant fines for the organization. Contact centers have the potential to provide early insights into emerging issues related to product quality, customer experience, and competitive dynamics. In absence of machine learning-based detection of trending issues, businesses have to rely upon anecdotal inputs from their contact center agents and supervisors to discover them. As a result, important issues are either noticed too late or missed entirely. Analyzing call recordings can help businesses improve their customer care experience going forward. However, lack of any real-time insights during live calls that are in progress means that businesses cannot proactively identify critical customer experience issues and ensure immediate resolution before the customer hangs up. Disconnected ecosystem of products makes it harder for businesses to build and manage custom applications for supervisors and analysts. In many cases, even getting started requires an extensive professional services engagement. Now, these third-party tools are expensive and require businesses to sign up for onerous annual contracts. Thus, most small and medium-sized businesses have not been able to use this technology to improve their customer care experience. Some large companies can afford such expensive annual contracts, but they often get frustrated because of the poor speech transcription accuracy and the delayed analysis. In many cases, the transcription accuracy is as low as 40%, and the analysis is not available for almost 48 hours after the call is ended. As a result, they are unable to derive any helpful insights from these tools. Contact Lens addresses all these challenges and provides a set of new machine learning-based analytics capabilities. These new analytics capabilities are part of an out-of-the-box experience in Amazon Connect. Contact Lens has been built to ensure that contact center users such as supervisors, agents, and QA analysts can use these machine learning-based features with just a few clicks. There is no technical expertise required to use Contact Lens. Getting started with Contact Lens for Amazon Connect is easy. You can configure which calls you want to analyze in the Amazon Connect contact flow by selecting the Contact Lens Speech Analytics checkbox in the Set Recording and Analytics behavior block. Once you have completed this configuration, Contact Lens will automatically start analyzing calls that pass through this contact flow block. Just like Amazon Connect, Contact Lens requires no contract or upfront commitments, and you only pay for what you use. Next, we will look at each of these features in more detail. When Contact Lens is enabled in an Amazon Connect contact flow, all the specified calls are automatically transcribed using machine learning. These calls are fed through a natural language processing engine to extract sentiment and are indexed for search. The contact search page now allows supervisors to search for calls based on specific words and phrases mentioned by the customer and/or the agent during the call. This helps organizations identify issues that are affecting their customers. For example, recently an organization used Contact Lens to easily search for calls where the customers mentioned canceling their service. This enabled them to quantify the severity of their customer churn issue and complete a deep dive analysis. Additionally, Contact Lens for Amazon Connect also analyzes the sentiment of words being spoken by the customer and generates a score between -5, which is most negative, to +5, most positive. The contact search page makes it easy for organizations to search calls based on these scores to identify customer experience issues. Supervisors can search based on the customer sentiment score at the beginning or at the end of the call. They can also search based on an average customer sentiment score over the entire call duration. For example, a supervisor can search for all calls which ended with a negative customer sentiment. This enables them to find reasons for customer dissatisfaction and take appropriate resolution steps. Similarly, it is easy to identify calls that produce stellar customer experience based on the end sentiment score. This allows companies to develop best practices and provide required coaching to their agents. Finally, supervisors can also search for calls based on non-talk time, which is defined as silence plus hold time. That helps identify new customer issues and agent training gaps. Here is an example of the new search page. You can search calls based on keywords and phrases mentioned and filter by speaker type. You'll be able to not only search based on an average sentiment score, but also start sentiment score and end sentiment score. So you can identify contacts where the customer sentiment at the start of the call or the end of the call was worse than the start, and then dive deep to understand why. You will even be able to look at specific characteristics of your interactions. For example, you can find all calls where there was an unusual amount of non-talk time, say more than 20% of the call. In the contact search page, on clicking on any of the results, a supervisor can see the contact trace record of that interaction. This page includes details such as contact ID, queue name, agent name, phone number, and the associated call recording. With Contact Lens, supervisors now have access to visualizations that highlight several new call details such as sentiment progression, non-talk time, and interruptions, that is when the agent or the customer talked over each other. For example, there's a sentiment trend line at the top right of the page that displays how the customer sentiment progressed during the call. At the center of the page, you can also see a new visual illustration of the audio interaction between the customer and the agent. This makes it easy for supervisors to spot specific portions of the call, such as interruptions, non-talk time, and sentiment for each speaker, that is, customer and the agent. Below this visual illustration, you can also find new turn-by-turn transcript that allows supervisors to quickly read the entire customer interaction. Instead of listening to the entire call, supervisors can now quickly listen to a particular portion of the call by clicking on the timestamp provided at each turn within the transcript, which brings them to that specific point in the call recording. Contact lens can also redact sensitive data such as name, address, social security number, and credit card information in the transcript and in the audio recording. This way, only authorized users can access the original, that is the unredacted version, of the transcript and the call recording. Contact lens also allows for deeper analysis into issues related to customer experience, agent script adherence, and competitive analysis. With the automated contact categorization feature, supervisors can now use the new rules page in Amazon Connect to specify a custom criteria based on keywords and phrases. For example, the customer can create a category, customer dissatisfaction, and associate it with related phrases such as not happy, quality is not good, and does not work as expected. Once a category is defined, every customer call is automatically evaluated against the specified criteria. If the criteria is met, the relevant categorization label is assigned to that call. The categorization labels are available as part of the rich new metadata for every contact analyzed by Contact Lens. Businesses can also use the automated contact categorization feature to understand the frequency of competitive mentions by their customers. Another use case is determining whether their organization's guidelines and best practices for interacting with customers, such as standard greetings and sign-offs, are being followed. Here is an example of the rules page and the setup for a category called greeting script. As a supervisor, I will track all calls where the following phrase, "Thank you for calling Amazon Connect," was mentioned by the agent in the first 120 seconds of the call. Now, if this criteria is met, the contact lens automatically assigns the categorization label greeting script to the contact. Businesses can then use this label to do downstream BI analysis and build performance scorecards. Contact Lens uses machine learning to identify the call drivers or the reasons for customer outreach. On the CTR detail page, you can see that the relevant portion of the call transcript is underlined. You can also find this in the JSON output generated by Contact Lens. Call drivers can be used to identify common emerging patterns across multiple customer conversations. This can then be provided as feedback to business teams within an organization to rectify common issues or improve product development efforts. Later this year, Contact Lens will allow businesses to identify these thematic issues automatically. In the above example, a bank realizes that online banking access denied is a top trending theme across multiple calls in the last 24 hours, and it was likely a result of the deployment that took place around this time frame. Later this year, Contact Lens will provide real-time analytics capabilities. Specifically, supervisors will be able to use the real-time metrics page in Amazon Connect to quickly view alerts based on their custom criteria. For example, the supervisor can create an alert when the customer says, "I want to talk to a supervisor," or the agent is repeatedly saying, "I don't know." Supervisors can quickly view calls with an alert icon and then evaluate additional context of those calls with a live view of the transcript and customer sentiment progression. They can then either guide the agent to resolve the issue, ask the agent to transfer the call to them, or in certain cases, join the call themselves to resolve the issue. Real-time analytics will also unlock several additional use cases, such as providing next best action recommendations to agents and warm transfers so that the customer does not have to repeat themselves all over again when they get transferred to a new agent. We realize that organizations may want to tackle more use cases beyond the ones that Contact Lens provides today and will need the underlying data. Contact Lens produces an output file in your S3 bucket that contains all the underlying metadata. This includes the call transcriptions, sentiment scores, categorization labels, talk speed, interruptions, and call drivers. Organizations can leverage this data to build additional analytics with any tool of their choice. For example, organizations can use business intelligence tools such as Amazon QuickSight or Tableau to run reporting off the Contact Lens data and any existing CRM data to analyze customer engagements. They can also have their data science teams use this data to create custom machine learning models with Amazon SageMaker. As part of the AWS free tier, you can get started with Amazon Connect free for 12 months. Contact Lens for Amazon Connect offers a free tier in 90 minutes for audio calls per month, the same as Amazon Connect free tier usage. Contact Lens has clear usage-based pricing. Businesses pay 1.5 cents per minute for the first 5 million minutes in a month and 1.25 cents per minute for usage beyond the 5 million minutes. Here are some examples of customers that have been using contact lens. Intuit has now analyzed over 200 million minutes using contact lens. This has allowed them to improve the quality of their customer care experience. Accolade, a healthcare insurance company that has been using contact lens to enhance their customer experience.
Thanks for that overview, Atul. My name is Yasir El-Haggan. I lead our Global Solutions Architecture team for productivity applications. I'd like to take a few minutes and show you Contact Lens in action. One of my favorite things about Contact Lens is how easy it is for businesses to turn it on and start gaining all these great insights. You're also in full control as to which contacts to analyze. Let's take a look. To enable Contact Lens, you just drag the Set Recording and Analytics Behavior block into your contact flow if you don't already have it. Turn on Call Recording. Check the box for Enable Contact Lens for Speech Analytics, and set the language. That's it. There's no software to buy or tune, no complex integrations, and no licenses to purchase or manage. Contact Lens can also automatically detect and redact sensitive data from both call recordings and transcripts. And unlike traditional approaches for redaction, Contact Lens uses a redaction engine powered by machine learning that has been trained on thousands of examples of PII data, so it can intelligently pick out and redact things like names, addresses, credit card numbers, and social security numbers. Contact Lens can generate redacted and unredacted transcripts and redacted audio in addition to the original audio from call recordings. You can then control access to the redacted and original versions using Amazon Connect's security profiles. Another feature of Contact Lens is the ability to automatically assign category labels to your contacts with a built-in rules engine. In the rules page, I can configure the categories assigned to contacts based on keywords and phrases mentioned in the contact. Some customers are using this capability to drive consistency in their call dispositions and automate call scoring. Here's an example. I want to label contacts where the agent correctly greeted the customer. So I can create a rule looking for the following phrases or words in the first 30 seconds of the call where the agent was the speaker. I can also create complex categories by combining sets of words or phrases in different parts of the conversation or by speaker. With Contact Lens enabled, I get advanced search capabilities right in the Amazon Connect contact search page. For example, you can search for contacts where certain words or phrases were mentioned by either agents, customers, or both. You can also search for contacts based on either customer or agent sentiment. You can even find contacts that start or end with a given sentiment. For example, you can look for calls that started with a poor customer sentiment but ended positively. Another parameter you can search on is non-talk time. Oftentimes, having long non-talk time can be indicative of a poor customer experience or an agent training opportunity. Okay, let's use some of these parameters to hone in on some specific calls I might be interested in. In this environment, we have a demo scenario based on a ride-sharing company. I want to find calls where a customer might have complained about a late ride, which I know is a common complaint and would likely have a negative customer sentiment. So I'll search for contacts where the customer mentioned late ride. I'm also interested to see call examples where agents handled this well and were able to turn the customer around and end on a positive note. Contact Lens normalizes sentiment scores with a range of -5, which would be very negative, to +5, which would be very positive. So I'll look for calls that started with a sentiment score of less than 0 and ended with more than 0. This will show me calls that started with a negative customer sentiment and ended with a neutral or positive customer sentiment. I see there's a matching contact, so I'll click it to get to the contact details page. This is where I can see all the details for this specific contact. On the top left, I see the contact summary with things like the unique contact ID, the start and end times of the contact duration, and which agent handled the contact. On the top right, I can immediately see things like sentiment progression, the breakdown of the customer sentiment over the entire call, as well as the percentage of time the agent and customer spent speaking and the non-talk time. Over here we have the category labels based on the rules we defined earlier. Based on these labels, it looks like the agent correctly welcomed the customer and correctly ended the call. It also looks like Contact Lens correctly labeled this contact with ride issues, given that the ride was late. This contact categorization saves me time because now I can quickly tell if this is a call I want to dive deeper into without having to listen to the entire audio first. This is the enhanced audio player, where we get a quick visual representation of the call audio. Areas of the call that have negative and positive sentiment will be highlighted in red or green. I can also see the audio amplitude. So over here, I see there's an area with an increased amplitude and negative sentiment. Let's click and see what was going on. You'll notice that auto scroll will get me to the exact area of the call in the transcript. Let's take a listen.
I get it. Things happen, but you guys run a business and I'm the customer, right? If you're going to be late, just tell me. I can't just show up to a pitch when I want. That's not how it works. Does this happen often? Do I need to use a different service?
So clearly the customer was upset and frustrated. You'll notice that Contact Lens provided accurate transcription and punctuation. Next, I'd like to show you how sensitive data redaction works. Redaction was enabled on this contact, and because the user I'm logged in with doesn't have access to the unredacted information, the PII data is redacted in the transcript as well as the audio. We can easily listen to the associated audio by clicking on the timestamp and clicking the play button. Let's listen to the audio where the PII data was mentioned.
Right, so I see your 11:35 a.m. pickup from this morning. Is that the trip?
You'll notice the audio has been redacted as well, and the areas containing PII data were automatically replaced with silence. This is important so that the overall length of the audio for the original and redacted files are consistent. The cool thing about this is that these call recordings are stored in your AWS S3 bucket, so you can easily access the raw audio files if you needed them for other use cases. As a tool mentioned in his overview, theme detection is coming later this year to Contact Lens. Here, you can see Contact Lens uses natural language processing to automatically detect and underline words and phrases from the call transcript that indicate call drivers or reasons for the customer's outreach for individual calls. As part of theme detection, Contact Lens will identify common patterns of call drivers across multiple calls using machine learning. As we look at the rest of the transcript, we can see that the agent acknowledged the problem, apologized to the customer, offered a refund and a future credit, which is all within the company guidelines. The customer is happy with the result, and the agent ended the conversation with, "Have a great day." Now, it's great to have all these insights such as transcripts, sentiment scores, and categorization labels at your fingertips right inside of the Amazon Connect user interface. But this data is so rich and useful that getting it programmatically can unlock all sorts of additional use cases for your business. Well, you can now have your cake and eat it too. Contact Lens will automatically take all the data it's generated and upload it to your S3 bucket in a human-readable JSON format. The JSON file will include all the same items you see in the UI, such as identified categories, conversation characteristics, sentiment breakdown, and turn-by-turn transcription including exactly who said what and at what timestamp in the call. And if redaction was enabled, you'll see that the text is redacted in the JSON output, and you'll even have the exact timestamps for the redaction. The JSON file will also include some items you don't see in the UI yet, such as interruptions, including whether the customer interrupted the agent or the agent interrupted the customer, and talk speed, like average words per minute for both agent and customers. I hope you've enjoyed this brief demonstration of Contact Lens for Amazon Connect.
And that's the end of the presentation. Thank you again for giving me the opportunity to tell you about Contact Lens for Amazon Connect. Get started with Contact Lens in your Amazon Connect contact center instance today, or reach out to your AWS sales partner for more information. Thank you.